Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we are going to discuss our last and very important topic of chapter number 3, projectile motion. So in this topic we'll discuss about projectile, its motion, and its height, range, and time of flight. So initially, what is projectile motion? Projectile motion can be described as when an object is thrown at some angle theta, then such an object is called projectile and its motion is called projectile motion. जब एक ऑब्जेक्ट को इस तरह थ्रो किया जाए ग्राउंड के साथ या हॉरिजॉन्टल के साथ ये एंगल थीटा बनाए हुए हो, then such an object is called projectile and its motion is called projectile motion. For example, when a football is kicked, so the motion of kicked football is a projectile motion. Similarly, the motion of a ballistic missile is also a projectile motion. Projectile motion can also be defined as it is two-dimensional motion under constant acceleration due to gravity. It is also called the projectile motion. For example, when an object is thrown at some angle theta with horizontal, then there are two components of velocity are present. Horizontal component of velocity as well as the vertical component of velocity, and here you can observe that both components are playing the role कि object forward भी move कर रहा है और object vertically upward and downward motion भी है. So that's why it is called two-dimensional motion, x component of velocity as well as y component of velocity. But during its motion, acceleration due to gravity, which is normally represented by small g, remains constant. For example, consider there is an object which is thrown horizontally from a certain height. So in the absence of air resistance, this is very important point. इस topic में जो भी results हम drive करेंगे वहाँ air resistance को neglect किया हुआ है. So in the absence of air resistance, the horizontal component of velocity will not change. It remains constant. Horizontal component of velocity remains constant, but vertical component of velocity does not remain constant. Vertical component of velocity मुसलसल change होता रहता है. As we know, when object moves upward, then its velocity gradually decreases. कि जब एक ऑब्जेक्ट नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ फेंका जाता है तो ऊपर जाते हुए ऑब्जेक्ट की वेलोसिटी मुसलसल कम हो रही होती है, लेकिन वही ऑब्जेक्ट जब ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ मूव करता है तो उसकी वेलोसिटी मुसलसल इंक्रीज हो रही होती है. दैट्स व्हाई वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट ऑफ वेलोसिटी कंटिन्यूअसली चेंजेस बट horizontal component of velocity remains same. So in this diagram you can observe these blue arrowheads which are representing the horizontal component of velocity, and they have same length, which shows that horizontal component of velocity remains constant. But the vertical component of velocity is representing by these red arrowheads, and the length of these lines is changing. While moving upward, length is decreasing, and while moving downward, length is increasing. So that's why vertical component of velocity does not remain constant, but the horizontal component of velocity will remain same only in the absence of air resistance. So let me suppose this is the case when object is thrown horizontally from a certain height. This one is the height, and from this height object is thrown horizontally from a certain height. यानी object को कुछ height पे खड़े होके horizontal के along throw किया जाता है. But after a certain time, the straight line path which is along horizontal, it will change to a curved path. Object ज़्यादा देर तक straight line के along move नहीं कर पाएगा. Its straight line path will change to a curved path due to gravitational force which is acting vertically downward. And in this diagram, again, you can observe that the horizontal component of velocity remains same in the absence of air friction, but vertical component of velocity is continuously changing. its length is continuously increasing. So while moving downward, vertical component of velocity changes, but horizontal component of velocity remains constant. One thing you must remember that the initial vertical component at this position is 0. क्योंकि ऑब्जेक्ट को हम हॉरिजेंटल के अलाउंग थ्रो कर रहे हैं तो इनिशियल वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट यहाँ पर 0 के बराबर होगा. In this case, the range of this projectile can be determined by using this expression. Range is the horizontal distance covered by the projectile. This is horizontal distance covered. यानी जहाँ से हम इसको थ्रो कर रहे हैं और जहाँ पर ये दोबारा ग्राउंड से स्ट्राइक करेगा. So this horizontal distance is called the range of projectile, which can be determined by using this expression S is equal to Vt. And by putting their values, here S replaced by X, which is known as range of the projectile. And V is replaced by the initial horizontal component of the velocity. Vix, जिसके साथ एक ऑब्जेक्ट को थ्रो किया जा रहा है. And T is the time of flight, or the time during which this projectile remains in air. यानी वो टाइम जिस दौरान एक प्रोजेक्टाइल हवा में रहता है. This T is the time of flight. So by using this expression, we can determine its horizontal maximum distance covered. Similarly, the height of projectile can be discussed or can be measured by using second equation of motion. S is equal to Vit plus half At square. So here S replaced by Y, which is the height of this projectile कि जहाँ से हम इसको throw कर रहे हैं. And initial velocity, initial vertical component of velocity is 0. At this position, initial vertical component of velocity is 0. Hence, by putting Vi equal to 0 and A replaced by G due to vertical motion. Finally, the height of projectile is half Gt square, where G is gravitational acceleration, or it is also called acceleration due to gravity, and T is the time of flight. So by using this mathematical form, we can determine the height of this projectile. There is another situation when an object is projected at some angle theta with horizontal. जो previous situation थी उसमें हम एक ऑब्जेक्ट को कुछ हाइट से थ्रो कर रहे थे, जबकि इस सिचुएशन में ऑब्जेक्ट को थ्रो ही ग्राउंड से किया जा रहा है. सो दिस इज द पॉइंट ऑफ प्रोजेक्शन. यहाँ से आप एक ऑब्जेक्ट को थ्रो करते हो एट सम एंगल थीटा. सो दिस विल मेक दिस काइंड ऑफ पाथ which is called the parabolic path, or it is also called the trajectory path followed by this projectile. Since it is moving at some angle theta, hence by resolving the initial velocity into its rectangular components. So here Vix, which is along horizontal, Viy, which is along vertical. So these are rectangular components of initial velocity, and we can write Vix equal to Vi cos theta, and Viy is equal to Vi sin theta. If air resistance is neglected from the place of experiment, कि जहाँ आप ये experiment perform कर रहे हैं, अगर वहाँ से air resistance को ignore कर दिया जाए, then horizontal component of velocity will remain same. यानी जो कुछ आपके पास initial में होगा वही कुछ इसका final भी होगा, that is equal to Vi cos theta. Hence horizontal component of velocity remains same, but the vertical component of velocity does not remain constant. While moving upward, it decreases, and while moving downward, it increases. Hence, the value of final vertical component of velocity can be determined by using the first equation of motion, which is Vf equal to Vi plus At. So here, Vfy, which is to be determined, is equal to initial vertical component, which is Vi sin theta, and while moving upward, A replaced by minus G. So this is an expression with the help of which final vertical component of velocity can be determined. Now the resultant velocity at any instant of time can be determined by using this expression. कि इस पाथ के दौरान कहीं भी अगर आप रिजल्टेंट वेलोसिटी को फाइंड करना चाहते हैं at any instant of time, it can be determined by using this mathematical form, which is vfx square plus vfy square and whole square root. Vfx is vi cos theta square and vfy, which is vi sin theta minus gt square whole square root. Direction of the resultant velocity can be determined by using this mathematical form theta and is equal to tan inverse vfy over vfx. So with the help of this expression, we can determine the angle of the velocity at any instant of time. So this is the case when a body is projected at some angle theta. Now, what is the height of projectile in such case? Height of a projectile can be defined as the maximum distance which is covered by a projectile in vertical direction. It is called height of projectile. For example, in this diagram, you can observe this is the maximum vertical distance. So this is called the height of projectile, and it can be determined by using third equation of motion, 2as equal to vf square minus vi square. So in this equation, we can replace a with minus g while moving upward. S is the height, vf is the final velocity at maximum height and it becomes 0. But viy is equal to vi sin theta square. Finally, the height of projectile becomes vi squared sin square theta over 2g. So in such case, the height of a projectile can be determined by using this mathematical form, vi square sin square theta over 2g. Now, the time of flight, and it can be defined as the time during which a projectile remains in air is called time of flight. And it can also be defined as the time taken by the projectile from its point of projection to the point of striking the ground. So the time taken by the projectile to move from point O to the final point. So this is called the time of flight. यानी जितनी देर एक projectile हवा में रहता है, इसको आप इसका time of flight बोल सकते हैं. और इसको मालूम करने के लिए second equation of motion की help लेंगे. S, which is equal to VIT plus half AT square. So in this case, S will be considered as the vertical displacement. And this vertical displacement in this case is equal to 0. यानी इस केस में आपने ऑब्जेक्ट का vertical displacement 0 consider करना है. और उसकी reason ये है कि displacement is the shortest distance between initial and the final point. Since object is thrown from the ground and it returns back to the ground, so that's why vertical displacement is 0 and vi replaced by vi sin theta, a is replaced by minus g. Finally, the time of flight is equal to 2vi sin theta over g. So with the help of this mathematical form, we can measure the time taken by the projectile to move from initial point to the final point. Now the range of a projectile when a body is projected at some angle theta. It is the maximum distance which is covered by a projectile in horizontal direction, and it is called range. So in this diagram, you can notice this range from the starting point to the ending point along horizontal. So here R is the range of projectile, which can be measured by using S is equal to VT, where S is replaced by capital R, range of projectile. V is replaced by initial horizontal component of the velocity, and here t is the time of flight. By putting their values, we know that Vix is equal to Vi cos theta, and the time of flight is 2Vi sin theta over g. Finally, this range of projectile becomes Vi square over g into 2 sin theta cos theta. And 2 sin theta cos theta can also be written as sine 2 theta. So this is the mathematical form to find the range of the projectile. And the last one, what is the maximum range of a projectile, or which is the condition to get the maximum range of a projectile? So as we know, the range is equal to Vi square sine 2 theta over g. For maximum range, let me put a condition that sine 2 theta is equal to 1. हम ये assume कर लेते हैं कि maximum range के लिए sine 2 theta it is equal to 1, because with the function sine we can get the maximum value equal to 1. That's why sine 2 theta is equal to 1. So 2 theta is equal to sine inverse of 1. 2 theta sine inverse of 1, and we know that sine inverse of 1 is 90 degree, hence theta becomes equal to 45 degree. So this is the angle of projection for maximum range. यानी अगर एक प्रोजेक्टाइल की केस में आप एक मैक्सिमम रेंज हासिल करना चाहते हैं तो एंगल ऑफ प्रोजेक्शन 45 डिग्री होना चाहिए. If it is less than or if it is less than or greater than 45 degree, then range of projectile will decrease. So only at an angle of 45 degree we can get the maximum range of this projectile. So these are different features which are related to the projectile motion. Number one, the height of projectile. Number two, the range of projectile, time of flight, as well as the maximum range of projectile. Now there is an application of projectile motion in the form of ballistic missile. So here ballistic missile can be defined as the unpowered and unguided missile is called ballistic missile. यानी वो missile जिसको सिर्फ initial push provide की जाती है. So such a missile is called unpowered and unguided missile and named as ballistic missile. What is meant by ballistic trajectory? So ballistic trajectory is the path which is followed by a ballistic missile, and it is called ballistic trajectory. The path which is followed by a ballistic missile, यानी जिस path को ballistic missile follow करता है उसको हम ballistic trajectory बोलेंगे. And if Earth is considered as flat surface, then its path will be a parabolic path. But in case of spherical, it will be elliptical path. So the path followed by ballistic missile is called ballistic trajectory, and this ballistic trajectory consists of two portions. Initially it will be a straight line and then changes to curved path. यानी जब ये ऑब्जेक्ट फायर किया जाता है, जब इस मिसाइल को फायर करते हैं तो इनिशियली तो ये स्ट्रेट लाइन के अलॉन्ग मूव करेगा, बट ड्यू टू ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स, ग्रेविटेशनल इफेक्ट, its straight line path will change to a curved path. So this kind of path is called the ballistic trajectory. Thank you.